rivalry is back and better than ever. Booker T. Washington, I.C.Norcom, with the district lead and bragging rights on the line. Last week, this Ronald Marcus touchdown and great defensive play propelled the Bookers to a 7-0 win over Maury. While it went down to the wire for Norcom. 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns helped the Greyhounds beat Churchland 18-14. So while 2 great schools steeped in history lock up and play football, there's more to it than that. There are the coaches who have a long history with each other as well.
Coach Langston was sort of an inspirational guru for me when I was in middle school. And I looked up to him then, and I, sort of look up to him now.
I have to take him and put him on my knee and spank him every once in a while, but we're pretty close, and he calls me periodically, and I give him a call and whatever, and we would like to think that in dealing with the kids, and both of us are in Christ, and dealing with the kids, that we have some things that we can share.
There's the community who saw this game as a way of life.
They used to give a dance for the Booker T and Norcom teams, and you had a chance to carry your dates and everything to the dance. And I remember our guys really looking forward to that and preparing for it. So these are the kind of memories that, with the rivalry, that I can remember.
First of all, the community is very exciting for the community because it brings that old Norcom Booker T rivalry back to the neighborhood. And people used to walk from their homes to come and see Norcom and Booker T play.
A standing room only crowd is expected as the 64th meeting of these schools is about to unfold. Who will come out of first place tonight? Will the light shine on Coach Langston and his Greyhounds? Or will Coach Stepney and the Bookers defend their home turf? Back, goes deep on the far side. He's got his man complete. Touchdown to Dennis Anderson.
What a beautifully executed play.
Eastern District Sports. Brought to you by WNPS Channel 47. And Cox Communications Channel 11. From Booker T. Washington Stadium, it's the I.C.Norcom Greyhounds against the Booker T. Washington Bookers. Hello and welcome. I'm A.J. Cater. Tonight we have a great matchup for you as the 2 top teams in the district go head-to-head. The 3rd-ranked Greyhounds of I.C.Norcom come into tonight's contest with a 6-1 overall record. They are 4-0 in the district. They take on the Bookers of Booker T, who are ranked 5th. They come in 5-2 overall and are also 4-0 in the district. Let's take a look at the standings in the Eastern District, and you can see that Booker T and Norcom at the top of the heap, followed by Norview at 3-1, Churchland, Granby, Maury, and Wilson all at 1-3, and Lake Taylor's at the bottom looking for their first district win. Joining me tonight is Scott Jackson. And Scott, let's talk about Norcom for a little bit. They're coming off an emotional come-from-behind victory against Churchland. They can play offense real well, defense real well. They can beat you both ways, and they have a great pass-catch combination in Kevin Jones and Darren Satterwhite.
As you see Kevin Jones in this footage, he's the catalyst of this offense. He's the field general, if you will. Only a sophomore, 52 of 104 this year, 50% completion percentage, 732 yards. Also the 13 touchdowns. That makes him the top-rated passer in the area. And you'll see him here last week against Churchland looking for his big play man, Darren Satterwhite, guy who the Booker T Bookers have got to keep in check tonight if they want to stop this offense. You see him there catching the ball downfield. Now watch him here when he gets the ball in the open field. And more importantly, look what he does after the catch as he gets upfield and makes big yardage. for I.C.Norcom. This is somebody that Booker T needs to pay a big attention to this evening if they're going to stop this offense. He's a big play receiver, 18 receptions this year, 311 yards, 2 touchdowns, but look at the average there, AJ, 17.3 a catch, and that is somebody they need to pay attention to tonight.
Well, you talk about big plays, Scott. Let's take a look at the game notes, and what do I.C.Norcom have to do to come out here with a victory?
Well, they need to maintain their composure because obviously they're the road team, and there's going to be a lot of Booker fans here, although there'll be a lot of Norcom fans here too. They need to maintain their composure though, and not make mistakes. They can't overcommit on defense either, because if you commit to the run on this Booker T team, they can beat you with the pass too, so they've got to be smart about that, and they need to be physical. They need to come out there and pound the Bookers right away, especially gang tackling. With a good running team, you need to gang tackle, and you need to hit and make them know that make them feel your presence tonight.
Well, Scott, let's talk about the Bookers now. They like to play smash mouth football. They love the running game, led by sophomore Demetrius Scott, but it's their defense that has really carried the load for them, only giving up 6 points in their last 4 outings.
Yeah, you talked about that running game, and that is one of the reasons why they've been so good on offense recently. Right here you see Demetrius Scott last week against Maury picking up good yardage there. This is why they're averaging 143 yards on the ground. This was a couple weeks ago, the game we did against Wilson. Scott ran up and down the field on them at will, and he's one of the reasons why this offense has gotten better each week. And now we look at their defense, which has been tremendous. They have a very strong defensive unit, and they're going to have to be tough tonight because this I.C.Norcom offense is averaging 280 yards a game in total offense. Of course, this was the game we did against Wilson again, and you see them getting pressure on the quarterback, and that is something they really are going to need to do tonight, slow Kevin Jones down. Don't let him get any timing.
What else does Booker T need to do to come out here with a victory?
They can't be fooled by the different formations they're going to see. Joe Langston's team's going to throw many different formations at him. This defense cannot be fooled by it, and I'm sure Larry Stepney has put this, made this a point to his team all week long in preparation for this game. Also, again, the pressure on the quarterback. They got to make sure Jones doesn't get the timing down with Satterwhite. And special teams, they need to block, because this I.C.Norcom special teams had 2 block punts last week against Churchland. That is an area they need to be very careful about, and also not fumble the football. Don't turn it over, and get good returns. Win the game of field possession.
Well, Scott, sounds like a great game. This is the 64th meeting between these two schools. The series is all tied up overall at 30 wins apiece with 3 ties. So whoever wins this game tonight will have the lead in the series, and also, more importantly, the edge in the district title. Booker T and Norcom coming up next.
Hi, I'm Sandy Fuel, and I'm here at Booker T. Washington High School. Booker T is the newest of the district's 5 high schools and is located close to downtown Norfolk. Home of the Bookers, it has over 1,500 students in grades 9 through 12. Booker T offers excellent academic and vocational programs that lead to successful completion of diploma requirements. Some of the programs include the FAC program, designed to provide 9th graders with extra academic support to help them become more successful, and the Pacesetters program, aimed at assisting students in improving their SAT math scores. Students at Booker T. Washington High are encouraged to become involved in community service to enrich their learning process. Booker T students can be seen tutoring students in neighboring middle and elementary schools and providing support for the community, whether it be feeding senior citizens or collecting food for the needy. Excellence in academic skills, service to the community, and active sports and student club activities. These can all be found at this progressive high school. Booker T. Washington High School, part of what makes Norfolk great.
Which child deserves to be read to? This one? Or is it this one? Which child will learn to use a toothbrush? Who will have a chance to sing? The choice is yours. Volunteer for Head Start. With your help, more low-income preschool children can get what other children already have. Change the world of a child, and you change the world.
Dr. Arnoldson doesn't believe in heroes.
Open the mouth really big.
But he donates care to disadvantaged children.
Say, ah.
You don't have to believe in heroes to be one. Be a hero to a child in your community. Call 1-800-6-CHILDREN.
Welcome back to the BTW Stadium here at Booker T, getting set for the kickoff. I.C.Norcom and Booker T. Washington. Norcom picks off going from left to right. Kelvin Fuller picks it up for the Bookers. Slides through a wave of tacklers, gets to the outside, still on his feet, breaking tackles, half midfield, and into Norcom territory.
Unbelievable return there, AJ, when he fumbles the football, when he first receives it, and everybody's down there, he picks it up and blows by everybody. It's almost better he did fumble it and bobble it for a while, it looks like, as he picks up big yardage. And wow, Booker T's got tremendous field position here on the opening drive.
Booker T will have excellent field position, like you said, Scott. First down and 10, as you see the offensive line for Booker T. They come out first down and 10. The ball at the Norcom 48-yard line. There you see the lineup. Perry, the quarterback. 2 receivers to the far side. Backs are split. Perry takes a handoff. Far side tackle to Dwayne Williams, and he picks up a good piece of real estate on that play.
And they're running. They're going to do with we talked about in the game notes. They're going to run the football, and there they go with Williams as he hammers the right side for a nice pickup.
There you see the. Let's look at the starting lineup for Booker T. Washington, Smith, Stackhouse, Woodson, Oldridge, and Jordan. The offensive line. Second down and 6 for the Bookers at the Norcom 45. Anderson in motion.
It looks like we're going to get movement there. Somebody moved early on Booker T, unfortunately. Don't be surprised either if you see Booker T open it up a little bit here and try to pass a little bit in the early going. They're going to get a false start here.
Take it back.
And it will go against the Bookers, pushing back 5 yards.
So that pretty much negates the first down play, so now it's 2nd and 10, and this is not a situation they want to be in, AJ.
Second down. On and ready. Here we go.
Second down now and 11 for the Bookers. Back at the right at the Norcom 49-yard line. Early moments here. First quarter, no score. Fuller and Anderson split now to the near side. Now Anderson goes in motion. Perry with the snap. Pump fakes, now goes downfield.
Great
incomplete. Nice defensive play by I.C.Norcom's defensive back. That looks like Teron Anderson.
Yeah, Teron Anderson just got a hand in there at the last minute, and Perry whipped it in there real. He's got a great arm, and he threw it in there pretty hard. And give Teron some credit there, Teron Anderson.
And let's look at the offensive line for Booker T. As you see, Williams, Smith, Stackhouse, Woodson, Oldridge, and Jordan at the tight end. Perry, the quarterback, Scott Marcus, the running backs. Fuller and Anderson are the wideouts.
Anderson's explosive. We saw him put on a show here a couple weeks ago.
Third down and 11 for the Bookers at the Norcom 49-yard line. Anderson in motion now to the near side. To the far side, excuse me. Perry drops back, being chased under pressure, evades the rush, now throws to his tight end, complete to Jordan, and he will be stopped for a loss of about 4.
I don't know how Perry didn't get sacked there. That is a tremendous play on his part, just to get that off and make sure they don't lose it 15 to 20 yards on that play. And, they were very fortunate that they didn't get sacked way back there. Unfortunately, still end up losing about 5 yards, but it could have been a lot worse.
Booker T now set to do the punting. Perry will do the punting.
Now, this is something we talked about in the game notes. They've got to be really careful there because Norcom got 2 punts last week against Churchland. They got to be very aware of their pass rush. It's a fake.
It's a fake and wide open, complete to Garyon Baker. And he makes a move, and he will go in for the 6.
What a great call by the coaching staff and Larry Stepney. That was perfectly executed. They knew Norcom was going to go after the punt. They totally sold out on that, AJ. They had a guy deep to return. They didn't even pay attention to the wide man, and they did some studying there on the game film. They were ready for that. You don't do that in the first play by coincidence. You're absolutely ready for that. Give the coaching staff of Booker T tons of credit for that play.
So the Bookers draw first blood on a 53-yard pass from Perry to Garyon Baker.
What a great play. Smart play, too. There was nobody around Garyon Baker.
Yeah, Norcom's known for their blocks, and they put everybody up to try to block that kick. And Coach Stepney saw something, and he called the right play. Fuller in for the extra point. It is good.
That's also the advantage of having your quarterback be the punter, too. You got confidence in him to throw that pass.
9:46 left to go here in the first quarter. What an explosive start for Booker T. They're up 7-0.
They want to get me. I'm gonna be ready to get them.
They just shoot. They don't care who gets in the way.
I want to be respected. This gets me respect, know what I'm saying?
I'm afraid to walk to school. Okay?
Yeah, I might die. Everybody dies.
Kids shooting, kids getting shot. They're all victims of gun violence. The killing won't stop unless you help stop it. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT for free information. Not one more lost life. Not one more grieving family. Not one more.
I don't want to die.
Welcome back to Booker T. Washington Stadium. A great play to start it out, a 53-yard touchdown pass on a fake punt. Dominique Perry to Garyon Baker, and the Bookers are up 7-0.
That was a great play, and again, he was so wide open. That's something they'd obviously looked for all week and thought they would be able to see and exploit right away, and they went after it immediately.
Now Norcom receives the kickoff, and going up through the middle on a good return is Latrell Chavis, and he brings it out to about the 33-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for I.C.Norcom.
We'll see what Norcom can do offensively. They have an explosive offense. If we talked about before the game, they can do it both ways, the pass and the run.
And you see the starting lineup for Norcom. Jones, the quarterback, Anderson, Lavender, Satterwhite, Pons, and Britt. The offensive line, Ramsey, Stanley, Smith, Williams. 1st down and 10 for Norcom at their own 33-yard line.
Here's some of those many formations we talked about. Now they shift out of them.
Backs are split. Pons to the near side. Jones play action. Steps up in the pocket under pressure. He's going to go deep near side. Looking for Michael Pons. Incomplete, but a flag is down on the play.
Yeah, they're going to get Eric Anderson there. He started to slip, and I'll tell you what, that's a smart play there by Dennis Anderson, rather. Smart play by Dennis Anderson. He kind of grabbed his arm when he started to fall down, the receiver's arm. And that's not a bad play, because remember, high school and college, it's not at the infraction of the foul, it's for the line of scrimmage. So not a bad play. I mean, otherwise that could be 6.
And right away, Norcom was going for the equalizer, utilizing
defense.
Yeah, they were. They didn't waste any time.
Utilizing the big target, Michael Pons, and he is 6'5", a definite height advantage over any Booker T defensive back.
Yeah, you're right about that. He's a big guy, and Anderson's only 6'1".
But you see the lineup for Booker T on defense: Marcus, Agate, Gardner, Baker, Williams, and Adams. The front line for the Bookers: Alston, Scott, Anderson, Cutler, and Fuller, the defensive backs.
That's a good bunch of defenders there. As we've seen, they've gotten better and better each week.
Pass interference, defense, 1st down.
Yeah, Anderson, again, I think what happened there, he started to slip, and he just did the smart thing to reaction. He grabbed the receiver, make sure he doesn't make the play.
15-yard penalty. 1st down and 10 for Norcom at their own 47-yard line.
Field shouldn't be wet. I mean, we were down there. I mean, there really hasn't been any rain or anything. It should be all right.
Running backs are split, in the I formation. Now they split. Norcom likes to do a lot of shifting. Jones, handoff to Anderson, getting around the far side, trying to turn the corner before he's pushed out of bounds.
Yeah, Booker T's got to stop that run, and that's a nice pickup there by Anderson. As we talked about before the game, Norcom not only can throw the football, but you look at these rushing statistics for this offense. The Greyhounds 168 yards a game on the ground, AJ, to balance off that attack. So that's a nice balanced offense. 280 a game and 168 on the ground, and the rest they're getting in the air.
That was a pickup of 5 on the play to bring up 2nd down and 5 for the Greyhounds. Anderson was one player that Coach Stepney was looking out for. He said that Anderson is a game breaker and can do a lot of damage at any time. Handoff up the middle, 1st man through for Norcom. Picks up a gain of about 3. Bring up a 3rd and 2.
It's good tackling there by the defensive lineman, or rather the linebackers there by Booker T, to come up and make that stop short of the 1st down marker. It looked like Ronald Marcus, who came up there, the nose guard actually. He went back on the play, made the tackle.
James Lavender on that carry will bring up a 3rd down and 2 at the 45-yard line of Booker T.
Lavender's somebody to watch out for, too. Another guy on offense that can make plays for Norcom.
Just one of the many weapons that I.C.Norcom has. 3rd down and 2 for the Greyhounds. Jones with the pitch. Near side, here comes Anderson. Lowers his shoulder, will pick up the 1st down at around the 40-yard line.
Good tackling there by Booker T, but again, enough for the 1st down. Good blocking upfield that time by Norcom. Fuller in on the tackle there.
So Norcom taking a page out of Booker T's book, just running the ball right down the field.
Yeah, they are. And you got to be waiting for the pass here because you know they can do it, and you know who they're going to go after when they do go up field too.
1st down for the Greyhounds. 2 receivers to the far side. Backs are split. Jones drops back. Steps up, rifles it, complete to Michael Pons. 1st down for Norcom at the 18-yard line.
Great play there. Great execution. Nice pass by Jones, and Pons just turns around and makes the catch. And obviously Satterwhite's getting a lot of attention, as you would expect, which is a smart thing. But now Pons, being a good player, Michael Pons is stepping up right now. He's a 6'5 senior, 196 pounds. That is some big-time size.
And the thing about Pons is he is actually one of the most hotly recruited players in this area.
And you can see why with that size, and he runs good routes. That was a nice, well-run route by him there.
7:23 left to go here in the 1st. Booker T up by 7, but Norcom is driving.
Chemistry class led me to a life of crime. I catch murderers, rapists, and thieves with a microscope. Help your daughter become a scientist. Instead of a tea set, get her a chemistry set. Look at the boring job I got from being a science nerd. Expect the best from a girl. That's what you'll get.
Welcome back to VTW Stadium. Booker T. Washington leading 7-0, but the Greyhounds of Norcom are driving on their 1st possession. I'm A.J. Cater along with Scott Jackson here, bringing you all the action of this grand old rivalry here, the 64th meeting between the Bookers and the Greyhounds.
These are 2 very good defenses, but so far, both teams have been able to move the football. Of course, Booker T did it on the fake punt, and that was a special teams play, but Norcom so far has shown they can move the football in this very good Booker T defense.
1st down and 10 for the Greyhounds at the Booker T 19-yard line. Jones the quarterback. I formation. Hand off to the 1st man through, which was Lavender. Pick up of a couple of yards.
Defense
tackled on the play by number 56, Antonio Woodson.
Yeah, Woodson and coming up there, shooting up from the linebacker position, making that play. But that defense is tightening up now after the timeout. Obviously, they talked about it. Said, guys, they're moving the football on us here. We've got to figure something out. They've got a gang tackle. I mean, they've got to surround the ball. But at the same time, they can't be fooled on some action plays because, again, this Norcom team, that's what makes them so good, can go downfield on you.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 for the Greyhounds. Pawns to the near side. Backs are split. Jones take the snap. Play action. Under pressure. Completes his pass to Lavender out into the flats. A nice catch.
Great composure there by the young quarterback. It's hard to believe Kevin Jones is only a sophomore, but what a smart play there by him as he keeps his composure and throws it out in the flat to Lavender, who was running wide open after the pressure was on him. Would have been very easy for him to feel the pressure there and either take the sack or make a bad pass upfield, but he didn't. He kept his composure, threw off to his checkoff man, and picks up some nice yardage.
3rd down and 2 on the play. 3rd down and 2 right now. Full house backfield for the Greyhounds. Hand off to Anderson, trying to climb his way to the 1st down. I don't know if he got it.
Now his knee went down behind the line of scrimmage there. He lost a yard, actually.
Bring up an interesting call now for Norcom. 4th down on the... Yeah, it was 4th down.
They're going to go for it, too. There's not much of a decision being made here. They're just sending in the play right now.
5:27 left to go here, first quarter.
Gutsy call here by Coach Langston.
Let's see what he pulls out of his bag of tricks. Is he going to try to shove it down with the run or go with the pass? Hand off to Lavender around the near side, breaking a couple of tackles, stretches his way, touchdown Norcom.
What a great play by Lavender to stretch out and get in the end zone there, and good running and very good blocking on that right side of the line in particular up there by I.C.Norcom, and you gotta like that call by Coach Langston. He very aggressive. He didn't even take any thought into it. Immediately sent it out, and now they're going to kick the extra point. And look out here, they got a little trickery going on with the extra point as well, AJ.
A 10-yard touchdown run by James Lavender, and it is now 7-6.
That's just right down their throat, just smashing the football right down their throat, saying we're going to run it, see if you can stop it, and they couldn't that time.
Norcom now set for the extra point. Snap, spot, kick is up, and it splits the uprights.
Not that I need to say this, but we have a ball game here.
We are tied at 7 with 5:05 left to go.
Great drive by I.C.Norcom.
Let's hear about Coach Stepney now. We had a chance to talk to Coach Stepney earlier in the week, and he talked about the importance of this new stadium.
It doesn't feel good. It is a renewed jubilation for us, because now we don't have to get on the bus and travel to Normview and Harbor Park and call those two places home. You know what I mean? Now we can walk out of our back door and see home.
The crowd is here. The stadium is packed, just like they wanted it.
Yeah, and he's right. You know, it's in your backyard. It's a lot nicer than having to get in the car and trucking down somewhere else. And it's your stadium. It's something you can call your own. It's Booker T. Washington Stadium. And I, think this is just a great place. And of course, we were lucky enough to do the first game here. Yeah, great stadium.
Yeah, great atmosphere here. As Norcom kicks off, Kelvin Fuller receives it inside his 10. Gets past the 20, trying to go to the outside, and he'll be ridden out of bounds.
Pretty good return there. Not nearly as good as his last return, where he kind of bobbled the ball, and I think because he bobbled it, everybody surrounded him, and the block and the coverage broke down, and he was able to make a big gain on the outside. This time, however, much more disciplined coverage by I.C.Norcom.
16 yards on the return. The Bookers will start 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Be interested to see what the Bookers do, because they really didn't have a lot of success on their last drive. I mean, they made a little bit of yards, then went backwards. Their special teams done everything for them tonight with a great return to the fake punt.
Check that. They're at their own 27. 1st down and 10. Perry hands off to Marcus, and he gets little to no gain on the play.
This is a stingy defense they're going up against. Norcom against the rush this year, only giving up 103 per game. Only 2.8 yards a carry your team's getting against this Norcom defense on the ground. So, Booker T is going to have to earn it tonight if they want to run the football.
A gain of a yard will bring up 2nd down and 9. Like we said earlier, Scott, Norcom is a balanced team. They can beat you offensively, but they can also do it with the defense. Perry hands off to Scott, and he doesn't get much.
No, he doesn't. I tell you, this defense is going to. They are right now saying to Booker T. Washington, you have to throw the football to beat us. We're not going to let you run on us. We don't think you can beat us with a pass. It's kind of a challenge to Dominic Perry in this offense. And I'll tell you what, we've seen Dominic Perry throw downfield. He can certainly do it if he is given the time. But one of the problems with Booker T's passing game has been the pass blocking. The run blocking is very good.
3rd down and 11 for the Bookers at their own 27. Anderson flanked to the far side, Fuller to the near. Perry drops back. A deep drop, now flushed out of the pocket. Just throws the ball away.
Great pressure, and the thing with that pressure is it chased Perry to his left there, and he's right-handed, and that was a very difficult throw for him to make as he was running out of field, and even a guy as good as Perry is at escaping couldn't get away from that pass rush, and Norcom's defense does a very nice job there and answers the call after their special teams gave up that 7. Their offense tied it up, and now their defense stops them.
So Perry will now do the punting, so we think.
Yeah, well, they're covering the people this time.
High snap, but he gets the punt off.
Just got it off.
Satterwhite will let it bounce. And it will drop dead.
What can Perry not do? That was a tremendous punt. He was under a lot of pressure. It didn't even seem like he was planted well and got that off. And, a really nice punt. Of course, it took a good bounce as well.
You take a look at the total offense, the leaders in the area. You see Deep Creek, Kentsville, Western Branch, Ocean Lakes. There you see Norcom, Churchland, Lakeland, Norview, and Oscar Smith rounds out the top 10.
Not much surprise that Norcom's up there. I mean, we've seen what they did on their first drive. See what they can do on drive number 2. And this is a big defensive stand here for the Bookers. You hate to say that this early in the game, but they've got to prove that they can stop this high-powered Norcom offense.
First down and 10 as the wave is being done by the crowd here. Festive atmosphere here at BTW Stadium. Anderson around the far side, turns it back up to the middle of the field and gets about 9 yards on the play.
Great run. And again, the blocking. It all starts up front with Norcom, as it does any good running team for that matter, with the good blocking. It doesn't matter who they hand the ball to, but mostly you're going to see guys like Lavender get the ball, and of course Anderson. And those guys up front are the guys doing the job. They don't, it's not the glamour position, offensive line, but it's the most important position if you're an offensive skilled position player.
And they will give Anderson the first down. First down and 10 for the Greyhounds. Under 3 minutes left to go here. First quarter, we are tied at 7. Hand off to Lavender, coming around the near side. He has room into the secondary, and he's close to another first down.
Good tackle there. I tell you what, if that tackle is not made there, that could be a big, big play.
Demetrius Scott.
Yeah, Demetrius Scott not only can run the ball, but he can tackle. And a good thing he got around James Lavender's ankles there.
Lavender picks up 8. It will bring up a second down and 2. And right now you see Norcom getting big chunks of real estate with their ground attack.
Yeah, right now Booker T's defense is on their heels. There's no question about that. And a lot of it has to do with Norcom. Norcom is just executing very well.
Second down and 2. Backs in an I formation now. Lavender, the first man through, gets the first down, and he is tackled at about the 41-yard line.
This is such a methodical offense. They run left on the first play, they run right on the next play, then they hit you up the middle. I mean, they can just do it so many ways, and the execution is the thing that really impresses you so far here. And you know the pass is going to be mixed in there somewhere, and it's got to worry you a little bit if you're playing defense for Booker T.
Yeah, you're definitely right, Scott. They got Booker T on their heels right now.
And Booker T needs to come with a big play, a turnover, a big hit, something to get some momentum back here, because, I mean, this is their crowd. It's kind of quiet right now.
First and 10 for the Greyhounds at the Booker T 40-yard line. Again, Norcom in that shifting offense. Hand off to Lavender. He breaks the tackle. He's in the secondary now before he is wrestled down at the 25.
You know who makes that play besides Lavender obviously making the run is the quarterback Jones there. I mean, he sells the other handoff. He hands it off so quick and he acts like he's going to hand it off to the deep back, and the defense is buying that. They're biting on that, and while they're biting on that, Lavender's running right down the middle of the field for a big pickup.
First and 10 for the Greyhounds, and right now it seems like a bit of role reversal. We talked about Booker T playing smash mouth football. Right now, I.C.Norcom is doing just that.
Yeah, I don't even know if you call it smash mouth. It's like smashed mouth the way they're doing it.
First and 10 for the Greyhounds. Over to Anderson now, trying to get around the far side. Great defensive play by Dennis Anderson.
Dennis Anderson, of course, is one of our favorite players in the area, who we think looks like a young Deion Sanders, at least the way he dresses and plays the football game, which is a compliment. The only difference is Dennis Anderson made a tackle there in the open field. I don't think you see Primetime do that too often. Great play there by Anderson. They needed that play. They needed something like that. Get Norcom in a second and long situation. I mean, they've had 2nd and 5, 2nd and 3 most of the time in their first 2 drives. This is the kind of situation you need to put them in.
We are under 20 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Norcom driving. Second down for the Greyhounds. Pitch. Anderson breaks a tackle before he is wrapped up by a host of Bookers.
Yeah, there you go. Booker T now gang tackling. The linebackers are flying in there. Much better so far. This stanza of 4 downs here, well, at least the first 2 downs have been very good for Booker T's defense.
1 quarter is in the books. Booker T Washington 7, I.C.Norcom 7. It's been all we've been hoped for thus far.
Do you think it's right to be punished for something I didn't do?
No, of course not.
Well, I had them in practice and bicycle safety.
What happened?
I couldn't stop at the stop sign. Almost got hit by a car.
Why couldn't you stop at the stop sign?
Cousin Mary Sue had her head in the way.
Why was her head in the way of the stop sign?
'Cause she's riding on the handlebars.
Only one person belongs on your bike, and that's you.
Welcome back. The start of the second quarter here. We are tied at 7. Booker T and Norcom.
Big play here for the Booker T defense, AJ. They need to stop Norcom, a 3rd and long situation. They need to get to the quarterback. They need to stop Jones, or they need to make something happen.
Booker T has 8 men on the line as Jones drops back. The blitz is on. Flair to the far side, complete to Lavender. He makes a couple of moves. He's into the secondary, breaks a tackle, and will dive his way in for 6.
It might be coming back, though. There's a flag on the play, and it could either be an illegal man downfield, and I could have sworn I saw a holding call that needed to be made as Booker T, as you mentioned, had 8 guys in the line, and somehow nobody got through. For a while there, it looked like some jerseys were being held, but
that was a 15-yard pass from Jones to Lavender, and that's Lavender's 2nd touchdown of the night.
I take that back. No flag on the field. It was just a piece of paper on the far side. It looked like a flag went down.
Damian Turner in to kick the extra point. It is up, and he splits the uprights, and Norcom is now up 14-7.
What a well-executed play. I really thought there was a flag on the far side of the field. It looked like a land there, but what a great play by Norcom. And you know, what do? You bring the blitz on them, and they throw the screen. They just seem to have all the answers right now.
Let's take a look at, we had an opportunity to talk to Coach Langston earlier, and he talked about how much pride is involved with the football team.
Well, as you know, as far as community involvement, we feel that there are going to be times that you're not going to have as much talent. There will be times that you have to rebuild, and we're still dealing with young people, and they have to grow and they have to learn. But I think the pride factor is always in there.
Well, as you can see, Scott, the Norcom faithful follows this team every game, and they are well represented here tonight.
Yeah, they are. And there's a lot of people here. I mean, standing room only crowd, as we pointed out earlier. And
Turner gets his boot in it. Anderson takes it for the Bookers. And he is hit, and hit hard.
But Anderson pops back up. I like Anderson. He's a tough kid. He's flashy. He's a tremendous football player. He got drilled. He got laid out like you can only dream of laying somebody out. And he jumped right back up. You got to like that. That's the only way to answer a hit like that, is to get right back up. That's what Anderson did.
Genoa Everett laid the lumber to Mr. Anderson.
That was a nice tackle. A very, very nice tackle. Booker T's offense has got to get it in gear here, AJ. I'd like to see him open it up a little bit. I think they can make some plays downfield with a pass. You know, you got to mix it up. Maybe pass on the obvious running situation and vice versa, because so far their offense seems to be a little bit predictable.
First down and 10 for the Bookers at their own 31-yard line. Perry rolls to the near side. Throws a pass, wide open, Dennis Anderson.
There's Dennis Anderson again. He plays offense, he plays defense, he returns kicks, and there he makes a first down. Nice catch by Anderson, and a good play. Perry's good rolling to his right. As we talked about earlier, Norcom did a good job on that 1 third down play, pushing him to his left. This time he's more comfortable going to the natural side for a right-handed quarterback and makes a nice pass downfield to Anderson.
And Anderson was wide open on that
Yes, he
play.
was. He was wide open. He was all by himself there. Closest guy looked like to be a military circle.
First and 10 for the Bookers at midfield. Anderson now to the near side. Norcom in a 4-3. Play action. And Perry had to hurry as
Smart play.
Looking for his tight end, Robert Jordan.
Perry got hit pretty good there. He's still on the ground, but, oh, man, that was a smart play on his part to throw it there away where nobody could get it except his player. And Perry's still down on the field. He's hurt pretty good right now, it looks like. Took a tough shot there. There's two guys coming in on him, and he got laid out pretty hard.
That would be a tough loss.
Sure would. It would be a very tough loss for the Bookers because not only is Perry, of course, the quarterback, he also punts for him. And, I mean, that's somebody they can't afford to lose. He is also the free safety, so they need Perry in there.
Let's take a look at some of the group AAA rushing leaders. Clark of Kempsville, Rawls of Lakeland, Joseph of Ocean Lakes, Lessees of Kempsville, and Burnell of Western Branch. Interesting, no Eastern District runners up there.
Yeah, it is, although a lot of these teams are very good runners. You know what the thing is with these Eastern District runners? Is they have so many guys who can run the ball.
And as soon as I say that, the second 10, the Eastern District is well represented. Austin and Whitaker from Norview and Lake Taylor, Ellsworth of Cox, Cook of Western Branch, and Chatham A. Ward, the freshman quarterback from Churchland, rounds out the top 10.
I'll tell you why you don't have one that's the leaders, because they have a lot of these teams, as we've seen with Booker T, and of course tonight with Norcom, they have a couple to 3 to 4 guys that can run the ball effectively. And also,
Right.
You didn't see Deep Creek with a runner up there, although they're one of the better teams in the area because they have many guys who can run the football as well.
11:03 left to go here in the first half. Norcom leading Booker T 14-7.
Hello, I'm Kenny G. I chose music as a career, but even if you're not a professional musician, an education that includes music makes for a more complete education. School music education programs improve academic performance, and involvement in music builds self-esteem and discipline. Call this toll-free number and find out what you can do to support music in the schools. Music for a sound education.
Welcome back. Dominique Perry was helped to the sideline. Kelvin Fuller now is the new quarterback for the Bookers. Second down and 10 at midfield for Booker T. Fuller drops back, being rushed, and he will be sacked.
A lot of pressure there on that time put by I.C.Norcom. That's smart. You blitz the new quarterback right away and make him be forced to do something that he's not used to doing.
That was Genoa Everett on the sack, as you see Perry being attended to on the sideline.
They're going to take his pads off. It looks like they're going to do some work on him. That's too bad to see because Perry's a tremendous player, and you hate to see teams without their best players, especially in big games. You like to see everybody at full strength. It's too bad. Hopefully it's nothing serious.
Loss of 4 on the play. Bring up a third down and 14.
Kelvin Fuller, of course, is normally a tight end. He also returns kicks, and he plays free safety, and, of course, is the backup quarterback.
Fuller, play action. Hits his man. Got out the backfield.
I.C.Norcom is putting the pads on some people. They are absolutely hitting. As we talked about in the pregame, they needed a hit, and they have come out and done that right away.
Check that. That was Wood on the reception. Bring up a fourth down for the Bookers.
Wood probably wishes it wasn't him on the reception because he got hit hard.
So just when it looked like Booker T's offense was starting to get on track, an injury to Perry, and now the drive has stalled.
Yeah, that's a tough break for them.
Fuller now will do the punting. Big rush and a high punt, very short. Norcom will get excellent field position, and a flag is down on the play. A 3-yard punt by Mr. Fuller.
Well, Fuller was just fortunate to get the ball off, and he really got it caught up in his instep where it just went straight up basically, and the bounce is what got him the 3 yards there, AJ. That was not pretty.
You said earlier, Norcom has had success blocking punts. They had 2 last week against Churchland.
It's hard enough to block this team when you get your first team unit in there, but then you bring in the backup punter, and it makes it all that much harder. That's another bad break for Booker T. You're hoping they're going to get maybe offsides or roughing the kicker or just something on I.C.Norcom and get to redo that punt, but unfortunately that won't be the case. And Fuller was under a lot of pressure. He really was fortunate to get that one off.
So Norcom will have it 1st and 10 at their own 44, up by 7 and looking for more.
Yeah, they're looking tough so far offensively. You know, Booker T has not stopped them yet. They've had 2 drives and 2 touchdowns, and they've been time-consuming drives and very, very well executed drives.
Norcom comes out with 3 receivers now, 2 to the far side, Michael Pons to the near side. Lavender, Anderson in the backfield. Anderson on the carry, and he was met hard by Tremaine Adams.
Good hit by Tremaine Adams. That's something they need. They need to come in there, and they need to start making some hits. Booker T needs to get the momentum back, get the fire back. Tremaine Adams is a 5'8 junior, 190 pounds, and that was a really nice hit there by Adams.
And we have a late flag on the play.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to go against, well, we'll wait and see what the officials say at first. Of course, everybody starts pointing immediately. Both teams always like to do that to you.
It was way after the play was over.
21.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Dennis Anderson.
They got our guy Dennis Anderson for unsportsmanlike there. It must have been something verbal because I didn't see anything physical going on out there. But, you know, the officials, especially in rivalry games, are really quick to throw the handkerchief on talking and taunting and things like that. And that's something in high school that they really are big on, sportsmanship penalties now. And in games like this, you got to keep it to yourself. Let your play do the talking.
Unsportsmanlike, red.
That's unfortunate. I mean, Booker T makes a nice play there. Tremaine Adams stops him in the backfield. First time they've really stopped this Norcom rushing attack, and then to give them 10 yards back.
Norcom has called timeout on the field. 9:11 left to go here in the first half. That's a tough break for the Bookers, like you said, Scott.
Yeah, it really is. They need to get something together, and hopefully this timeout will help them regroup because they need to stop Norcom fast if they want to be in this football game.
14-7, Norcom out in front. We'll be back in a moment.
Where's dinner?
Well, I thought you'd be home a couple of hours ago, and I put everything away.
What is this? Pizza?
You had just called me. I would have known what
Dinner ready is pizza.
Honey, please don't be so loud. Please don't. Let go of me!
Get in the kitchen!
No!
Do you want to see what hurts? That's what hurts! That's what hurts!
Oh, please! Please!
For information, call 1-800-END-ABUSE.
Welcome back. 14-7 the score. Norcom out in front of Booker T and driving for more. First down and 10 after a 15-yard penalty assessed against the Bookers. Norcom has a first down at the Booker T 44-yard line.
Looks like they're in a passing formation, but with this offense, you never know what they're going to do.
Jones hands off to Anderson. He stumbles but regains his footing, trying to turn the corner.
Did a good job just to pick up a yard or two there, did Anderson. And again, it looks like a passing formation. What does Norcom do? They do the thing you expect them not to do, of course, and that's run the football. They just change it up so much. It makes it very difficult to defend an offense like this. It must be very difficult to defend this offense.
A pickup of 2 on the play to bring up a second down and 8.
Of course, I guess the statistics pretty much back that up since they are the number 9 offense in the area.
Like we said earlier, a well-balanced team. We had highlighted Jones and Satterwhite in the pregame, but Anderson, Pons, LaShawn Britt, the tight end, they have many weapons that can beat you.
And Lavender, too. And you know Satterwhite's going to get in the action sooner or later. He's probably yelling for the football.
Play action by Jones, steps up, rifles a pass. Incomplete. Nice defensive play by Garyon Baker.
Yeah, Baker with a good defensive play to get a hand in there and break that thing up and make sure they do not get the first down there. Really good play defensively there by the Bookers, and that'll bring up a 3rd and long. And this is a situation that Norcom has not seen that much. I mean, they have been in 3rd and short, and they actually haven't had that many 3rd downs because their offense has been so smooth thus far. Booker team needs to stop them here. They cannot fall behind by 2 touchdowns.
3rd down and 9. Double wing formation now, and now they split out of that. 2 receivers to the near side. Jones, swing pass to Lavender, near side. He turns the corner. He has room. Turns it up the field, still on his feet. Shedding tacklers. And he is down. Great play by Mr. James Lavender.
Unbelievable open field moves by Lavender there. First of all, he outquicks the Booker T defender to the outside. Then he gets upfield and it's just, Lavender. It looks like he's doing the cone drill that they do in practice where they run through the cones as he outruns. First he outruns Adams, and then when he gets in the open field, he just weaves through everybody. Just a tremendous individual play once he got in the open field.
Great play call by Coach Langston.
They seem to know when the blitz is coming every time, and they get it either out in the flat or over the middle of these guys.
And one thing I've noticed with Satterwhite and Lavender, they use the blocks very well. They set up their blocks and then just run accordingly.
I'd be scared to blitz against this team now. And then at the same time, you don't want Jones to sit back there and pick you apart. So what do you do?
1st and 10 for the Bookers. Pitch to Lavender near side, darts his way close to the 5-yard line.
Lavender again, this time going left on a pitch-out play. Gets upfield and gets closer to the goal line as this offense can come at you so many ways, as we've said this evening here in this early part of this game. I mean, we're only in the early parts of the second quarter, not even halfway through yet.
You look at the Booker T defense, they look somewhat stunned.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very good offense. It's the best offense they've seen in quite a few weeks.
2nd down for the Greyhounds.
Could be the best offense they've seen all year, too.
Possibly. Maybe Deep Creek or Indian River might have something to say about that.
Yeah,
though.
but this is the most, obscure offense as far as so many ways they can come at you.
Anderson busting his way up the middle for a couple.
I mean, I've seen those other teams, and this team, I'm not saying they're as good as them or who's better, but their offense is more complex than any team I've seen in the area, and it can do so many different things. And I mean, we've seen Booker T play defense several different ways tonight, and none of them have really worked. And it's when they blitz, they're getting beat in the swing passes. When they're not blitzing, they're giving Jones too much time to go downfield. And then when they're not then when they're not passing, they're running over you. So I mean, this is a tough team to defend.
3rd down and 1 for the Greyhounds at the Booker T 4-yard line. 6:20 left to go here. First half, Norcom up by 7, but are inching ever so closer to making that lead bigger.
This offensive line's did a great job on this drive.
Full house backfield for the Greyhounds. Jones on the sneak. Looked like he'll be close to the 1st down.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to wait for the spot and see if they can check it out from the sideline, and maybe have to pull up the chains and measure.
Norcom players think he has it.
Yep, and he sure does.
It was Jones's quarterback sneak last week against Churchland that propelled the Greyhounds to victory.
Well, the Greyhounds are trying to make it 3 drives, 3 touchdowns now. Of course, they scored touchdowns in their first 2 drives. Let's see if they can punch it in here.
1st and goal for Norcom, right at about the 2-yard line. Anderson, the deep back. He'll get the handoff, bulls his way for the 6.
Again, Anderson just running behind that strong offensive line. They really run well to their left side. And David Smith, they bring him in as a fullback. He's actually an offensive tackle, a 6'3 junior, 220 pounds, and he's the lead blocker on that play. And if I was running the football, I'd run behind Smith too, because he's big and he makes a nice tackle, a nice block there to open that hole.
So the score is now 20-7. Norcom out in front. Turner in to attempt the extra point.
I can't tell you how important this drive coming up is going to be for the Booker T Bookers. This is a huge drive. They have to answer this score here quickly and give their defense some rest, more importantly.
Spot kick is up, and it is good. 5:30 left to go here in the first half. Norcom up 21-7 over Booker T.
Hi, this is Tony Bennett. If you have asthma or emphysema, I'd like to dedicate the next number to you, 1-800-222-LUNG. That's Lungline, a free telephone information service of the National Jewish Center for Immunology and Respiratory Medicine in Denver. They've got the facts you need, so call 1-800-222-LUNG. That's 1-800-222-LUNG.
Welcome back. Norcom has 21 unanswered points to take a 21-7 lead as they kick off. Returned by one of the up men for Booker T, William Alston, and the Bookers will have it 1st and 10.
Greyhounds get downfield in a hurry, don't they? They kick the ball high there, and they get down fast. I mean, this is a very quick team. And they're not only a quick team, but they're a strong team, and they hit you, and they tackle well. Very sound group.
3 yards on the return. Kelvin Fuller still the quarterback. Dominique Perry was injured on the last series the Bookers had. And Scott, we've been here 2 times now. This is the quietest I've heard this stadium yet.
Yeah, you could hear a pin drop out there, except for some Norcom fans on the other side. Of course, we're far away from them, so we can't hear what they're saying, but I'm sure they're making some noise over there.
1st and 10 at the 26. Handoff up the middle. Nice run for Wood on the carry.
Yeah, good pickup there by Wood. That's what they needed to do. Hammered the left side, hit the hole real quick. He didn't hesitate. Earlier, I think some of the Booker's runners were hesitating a little bit. You got to hit the hole quick on a quick defense like this I.C.Norcom Greyhound one. That's what they need to do, too, is pick up yardage on 1st down, not get themselves in 2nd and 3rd and long situations.
2nd down and 5. Ball at the 34-yard line. Handoff, big hole for Wood. Gets into the secondary, 1st down as he crosses the 40.
You notice they brought in Jatrell Wood this series to try to switch things up. He's the quicker of the backs, and you can see it right now. When he's hitting the hole, he's not wasting his time. He's just going right for it. He knows where the hole is before the play, obviously, because you draw these plays up, and he just hits it. He just runs to where he's supposed to, finds the daylight, and picks up positive yardage. He's not dancing around or slowing around by the line trying to outmove people. He's running north to south, or in this case, north, and picking up good yardage.
Yeah, you're right, Scott. Booker T needs a spark right now. And maybe Mr. Wood can provide it for them. 1st down for the Bookers. 1st man through. Got little or no gain on the play.
Yeah, that one went to the fullback there, and not a bad play call though to change it up a little bit. They're looking Wood, and they send the big guy at him. But Norcom defended that play rather nicely.
That was Marcus on the carry.
Marcus is a load, as we've seen him here, a couple times this year. He is a big guy, 6 foot. 194 pounds. He's also the nose guard as well as being the fullback.
Picked up 2 on the play, 2nd down and 8. Handoff to Wood, and he is met at the line and driven back.
You know it's a good tackle when your helmet pops off. That's what happened in that case.
William Stanley made his presence known.
Yeah, William Stanley with a nice tackle. And we mentioned how quickly Wood has been hitting the hole there with Jatrell Wood, but this time it was Stanley who hit the hole quicker and met him at the line of scrimmage and just buried him. Now Norcom's back in the, Booker T's back in the situation. They seem to be every time they have the football, and that's 3rd and long.
3rd and 10 now. 3:15 left to go here in the 1st half. Norcom up 21-7. Fuller, the quarterback, drops back, rushes on, and he will be sacked.
Fuller didn't even get a chance to look upfield. A great pass rush by Norcom. They are so quick defensively, and I mean they had 4 guys in the backfield on that play before Fuller could even get back with the football. It's like they knew the play or something.
Eugene Ramsey made the sack on that play. It'll bring up 4th down, and right now it just seems like the Greyhounds are just overpowering Booker T.
Yeah, I mean they are. You're absolutely right, AJ. They are. They're overpowering them right now, and with the exception of the fake punt, Booker T has really established very little offensively, and that was a special teams play.
Yeah. Fuller just does get the punt off.
Much better punt this time.
And takes a friendly roll. And they will down it at, Booker T will down it at the 36-yard line. 26 yards on the punt for Mr. Fuller. 2:18 left to go here in the 1st half. Norcom up 21-7 and looking for more.
Drown your campfires with water, then stir and drown again.
We count on you to do what Smokey says.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
$1:53 left to go here in the 1st half. Norcom leading Booker T 21-7. They have it 1st down and 10 in Booker T territory. 2 receivers to the near side as Jones pitches it off. That's Anderson, and he has room. Juking his way. Tackled by Fuller, but not after a big game by Teron Anderson.
Yeah, Fuller had to bring him down there. And Anderson is so quick. And again, he has got very good moves in the open field. It seems like Norcom is pretty much writing, scripting everything they want to do and just doing it perfectly so far. I mean, they run left very effectively.
As Norcom burns one of its timeouts.
Well, there's only a minute 53 left before half, and they want to get in the end zone again. Them leading 21-0. They want to get in the end zone one more time.
Have you ever thought about learning another language? It only takes 20 minutes of your time to learn to effectively communicate with the hearing impaired. Watch Sign On to learn how to sign the alphabet and words and see how they're used in everyday speech. Daily times are listed on the bulletin board here on WNPS Channel 47. 1:33 left to go here in the first half. Norcom up 21-7 and driving for more. And Scott, it's interesting just thinking about it. Back in the pregame, we highlighted Mr. Satterwhite, but he's been kind of quiet.
Yeah, he has been.
But Teron Anderson has stepped up. James Lavender has stepped up. Like we mentioned, just so many weapons.
Pons, of course, too, had some big catches early. But, you know, the way Norcom's running the football now, they don't need to pass the ball. And, you know, they're just running the ball perfectly right now, where they mostly to their left side. But and every time they do go back to pass, and if Booker T is fortunate enough to get pressure on Jones, he dumps it off to one of these running backs, and they make big yardage.
1st and 10 for the Greyhounds at the Booker T 27-yard line.
They're a very quick team.
Jones, lateral to Anderson, trying to turn the corner far side, cannot do it.
He's trying to get out of bounds to stop the clock. I don't know if he did get out.
Nice play by George Cutler to string that out.
Yeah, it really was. It was kind of a trick play. At first, I thought they were going to throw it after the throw back, but he thought he's had some greenery. But Cutler did a nice job cutting the play off there and the angle and getting him out of bounds and making sure he didn't get on that sideline for another 6 points.
That was an interesting call by Coach Langston.
They've got so many plays. It must be difficult to play offense in this team. You got to be smart. These guys have got to be very smart to know all these plays and all these formations they use.
2nd down for the Greyhounds. Backs are split. 2 receivers now to the near side. Jones. Pump fakes, now guns it in the middle of the field. Incomplete. Intended for Michael Pons, and a flag is down.
I guess they're going to call, I hope to think that that interference is not against the defense, because unless there was contact before the flag that we didn't see. When we saw the ball, it looked like no contact down there.
It just looked like Pons fell down.
Unless the receivers unless Pons pushed off before the play, or unless Anderson pushed him back that we didn't get to see. But looked like just a good play there. Both parts diving for the ball, and it just fell incomplete.
Interference. Pass defense.
Wow.
If there is a guilty culprit, the closest defender was Dennis Anderson.
Yeah.
And if it was him, I don't know for sure.
Right.
Although looking at him, he does not look happy.
No.
That's his 2nd pass interference call of the night.
Yeah, and the first one was legit. That
pass
one.
Interference. Defense. First down.
That one, must again. I'm hoping to think it happened before the break on that play, because at the break when the ball was thrown in the air where the play was being made, there was no contact on either party. But that's a tough break for Booker T. It seems like all their luck is bad in the first half ever since that big fake punt. I mean, ever since then, it has been all downhill for the Bookers. They've had a very difficult time, or I should say all uphill, because it's been an uphill climb for them to stop Norcom and to move the football, too.
Norcom. Now the receiver breaks off now to the far side. Jones fakes the pitch, goes to the far side in the end zone. Incomplete.
Wow, that was a great play action there. He had everybody fooled and then goes downfield.
Intended for his tight end, LaShawn Britt.
Big LaShawn Britt down there. Almost had it. 6-foot junior, 165-pounder. Just a little bit too high there by Jones. with the time what it is now with 1:11 left, I don't know if you can run the ball or not. If you do, you got to make sure you get out of bounds or get in the end zone.
Yeah, we get close. Watch. The closer they get to the end zone, Norcom, watch for them to use their size in Michael Pons. As Jones goes to pass complete. Near side, Chavis with the move on Baker and in for the 6.
Latrell Chavis there, just a terrific move to get upfield. He's a little guy. He's only 5'8", 145. Just jukes the defender and goes in for an easy 6.
So we have a flag down on the play.
Finally a break for the Bookers. Finally a break for the Bookers. At least it appears to be a break for the Bookers.
Nevertheless, Scott, what a pass by Jones. He threw that one on a line. Chavis with the nice catch and just the move to fake Baker right out of his shoes and into the end zone.
Yeah, I think we can see why Jones is the top-rated passer in the area right now. I mean, he's a very talented quarterback. He can throw the ball outside. He can throw it downfield. We'll wait for the call here.
Talk to him. Got a holding on the offense. We have a dead ball, unsportsmanlike on the defense.
Boy, that's about 3 unsportsmanlikes to my counting now on Booker T. You hate to see that. You know, you're losing the game, and I'm sure it's frustrating, but you know, you can't hurt yourself. You're just killing yourself right now with these penalties. They're senseless.
Okay, now give me.
And I know Larry Stepney's going to probably drive that point home at halftime to his players.
That and a couple of more things, yeah. I would imagine.
I mean, it's bad enough you're getting
ball, beat. Unsportsmanlike on the defense.
It's bad enough you're
still second down.
Getting beat and having a hard time, you know, executing offensively and stopping them defensively, but then to, you know, just give the other team yardage, especially 15 yardage, where these unsportsmanlikes are, which the unsportsmanlikes are, that's the worst. You can't do stuff like that.
You see Dennis Anderson on the sidelines pleading his case to somebody who will listen. Well, one good thing Booker T got out of it, the touchdown was wiped out, and it's still only a 14-point ball game.
Certainly.
Now the referee will have to confer with Coach Stepney to tell him exactly what is going on here.
But unfortunately, there's still plenty of time for Norcom to get another crack at the end zone.
You see
There's a discussion going on down here. I don't know, are they ejecting Anderson or perhaps they're explaining the call to him? Well, that would be a serious blow if they're ejecting Anderson.
Yeah. Anderson has had a tough night.
He really has, and of course, they've already lost their quarterback, Dominic Perry, who's sitting on the bench right now with ice on his right shoulder. And if Anderson is indeed been disqualified, that is a serious blow.
Well, Norcom will have it second down. I formation for the Greyhounds. Chavis in the wing now breaks off far side as a receiver. Jones fakes the pitch. Rifles it in the middle. Incomplete. Intended for Chavis.
Once again, good pressure by the Bookers, and he rifled that. As you see the shot of Anderson on the sideline. We're trying to find out what happened, but I would be surprised why he wouldn't be in the game unless he was indeed disqualified. And I believe looks like he's getting ready to take his pads off, so he may very well have been disqualified.
And that is a huge blow.
Sure is. Wow.
For the Bookers.
It's been a tough night as it is, but you lose 2 of your best players in the first half. It doesn't make it any easier.
3rd down and 7. Ball on the 15-yard line. Jones on the play action, steps up into the pocket. Incomplete. Intended for his tight end, LaShawn Britt.
It was good coverage there by Fuller, too, who was coming in. He was going to make the hit or the play. Had that ball been up a little bit more, he possibly could have picked that off. Had the ball been a little bit higher, but Jones, again, showing he's got some arm strength, that's for certain.
49 seconds left to go here in the first half. Norcom takes another timeout.
They're going to talk it over because they have so many plays to go through. They probably need to discuss it.
Huge play for the Booker T defense right here. They need a stop badly.
Yeah, they do. They need to stop and stop now. That was their last time out, too, by Norcom. So this is the last one. They're going to have to go to the sideline here. Or, of course, if they get the first down, hurry up and get up there. Of course, the clock will stop for the first down and then get up there and get the playoff. So they could work the middle of the field conceivably on this one.
Scott, you take a look back at this game, how it started. The fake punt, the touchdown to Gary and Baker for Booker T. Then Norcom came right back and scored. And from that point, just took over the game.
You know what was the key play, I think, on that drive? It was a 4th and I want to say 1.5 yards or 2 down in Booker T territory. And there was no decision-making on Coach Langston's part. He sent the play in. They didn't sit around. A lot of times you'll see teams, him and Haw, field goal, no, field goal, or whatever, or call a timeout. No, they didn't do that. They just sent the play in. And I think, that was an aggressive move, and it showed Booker T that, hey, we're here. We're going to run it at you, and you can't stop us. And they did on that play and scored a touchdown. And ever since then, it has really progressively gotten a lot worse for the Bookers.
4th down for the Greyhounds now. 2 receivers to the near side. Jones, step back. Pass complete and then drop. What a hit.
I don't know if they're going to call that completion and then a fumble. If they do, it still doesn't look like they're going to get the first down. So the Bookers will take over on downs, or if it's an incompletion, obviously, that would be an incompletion, and then that would be the dead ball and first down then for the Bookers. I think either way it's going to be Booker T ball.
Kelvin Fuller.
Kelvin Fuller came up. He's also playing quarterback and punting now, of course, since Dominic Perry's hurt.
And the receiver for Norcom, it looks like LaShawn Britt, I think, was on the reception, and now they're going to call that a catch?
Yeah, they're going to call it a catch and a fumble, a recovery. And I still think they're short of the first down, and they are. Boy, it almost looked like yet another bad break for the Bookers, but luckily that was just shy of the first down there, as the Bookers will take over on downs, and I imagine probably just be happy to kneel down and go to the locker room down by 2 touchdowns.
So Booker T dodges a bullet here late in the first half.
Great hit, though, by Fuller. I mean, let's not understate that. That was a tremendous hit, perfect form. Came through there and plowed the receiver, and got to give the receiver credit for holding it on for just a second, hearing those footsteps coming.
And a great presence of mind of the rest of the Booker T Bookers to tackle the player who picked up that fumble.
Yeah, and also at the same time a good play by the Norcom offense to be following up on it. You got to do those things.
Detrell Wood on the carry, as we're approaching 20 seconds left to go here in the first half.
Norcom's just going to play safe defense here, make sure they don't give up anything deep. Be smart here. You don't want to give up a cheap touchdown before halftime.
2nd down for the Bookers. Call it 3. 2 seconds left. They just do get the playoff.
Looks like he fumbled the football, too. Wow. Fortunately, time's going to run out regardless of what happens with the ball.
So the Bookers will stagger into the locker room. I.C.Norcom up 21-7 here at halftime.
"20 kids. For 1 hour a week, you leave your concrete world of flip phones and faxes and talk to 20 kids about how business works. They will question everything. But those 20 kids will talk to 20 more. So by Saturday, what you said on Thursday could be halfway around their world. You get to make a difference. Could just make the rest of your week pretty dull. That's the new JA, teaching kids how business works.
Welcome to the Eastern District Sports Break. I'm A.J. Cater. A nice crowd was on hand to see Maury and Granby get it on in volleyball. Granby got out early with good shots like this from Nick Fraley. Here, Matt Hartnett and Aaron Tabor combined to stuff a Maury's shot. With the crowd in a waving mood, Jordan Bradley did his best to keep the Commodores in it. But Granby was too much as they won the match 2-0. In other scores, Granby won again, Churchland beat Lake Taylor, and Maury lost for the second time in a week.
In girls volleyball, Granby tried to make it a clean sweep over Maury, but the Lady Commodores weren't having it. Watch this nice ace by Liz Brown. Oksana Butina got into the action with an ace of her own, as Maury won easily in 2 sets. In other scores, it was Churchland over Lake Taylor, Booker T over Granby, and Maury won a close one over Wilson. Granby's girls came away with the cross-country title. Maury came in second, followed by Wilson and Norview. Congratulations to Andy Buchanan for winning the individual title. Leah Godwin was second, followed by Lucia Tretto. Robbie Williams took home the boys' individual title, followed by Antoine Harkins and Delano Harris, who were second and third, respectively. Churchland took home the team title with a big margin. Wilson was second, followed by Lake Taylor and Maury. In football, I.C.Norcom took a big step in their quest for the district title, beating Booker T 27-7. Norview stayed a game behind, beating Churchland. Granby upended Wilson, and Maury barely over Lake Taylor. In field hockey, Maury strengthened its grip on the Eastern District lead with a win over Booker T, and Granby shut out Norview. This is the Eastern District Sports Break. I'm A.J. Cater. I'll see you at the game.
With the help of the College Fund, I went to college. It prepared me for graduate school and other challenges, like being married to this guy.
Help young people reach their potential. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Please support the College Fund. What do you mean, challenge?
Welcome back. We're joining the action now with 4:42 left to go here in the third quarter. After a couple of possession changes, the score still remains 21-7. Norcom out in front.
Unfortunately for Booker T, they've blown a couple really good opportunities with great field position to get the ball in the end zone.
Lavender trying to get around the far side, cannot do it. Good tackle on the play by Antonio Woodson.
Booker T defense playing much better in the second half, and the score shows that, because so far they've been able to pitch the shutout. Unfortunately, their offense has not been able to get on track as Norcom's defense continues to play great football, and the Booker T defense seems to be getting warmed up now and seems a lot more comfortable out there and playing a lot better here in the second half.
I guess the Booker T offense better take their cue from the defense.
Exactly. Of course, unfortunately, they have the quarterback's out. Dominic Perry will not return. He's got looks like a shoulder injury. At least that's what he had ice on earlier.
Jones screen to Lavender out on the near side flat, and he busted big.
And there he goes again, just weaving through everybody. It's like a cone drill. He just weaves around, and he's so comfortable running in the open field. He's got great quickness and just is so elusive. And he really tackled himself there as he ran over the defender, Garyon Baker.
25 yards on that pass play. And Scott, just as soon as we say the Booker T defense starting to step up, Norcom comes right back with a big play.
Yeah, Norcom uses one of their swing passes that have been so successful for him tonight. The short passing game has been very good because of guys like Lavender who have good open field moves and great running instincts.
1st and 10 for the Greyhounds at the Booker T 35. First man through is Lavender.
You know, the funny thing about the effectiveness of this offense is the fact that they haven't gotten their biggest weapon in the offense that we talked about before the game. And that of course, is Satterwhite. Darren Satterwhite has not touched the football. They've tried to get it to him on a couple occasions, but he has not made a reception yet.
A gain of 3 on the play to bring up 2nd down and 7. You're right, Scott. Satterwhite has been very quiet, but with players like Lavender and Anderson and Jones,
they haven't needed him. I mean, they've been running the ball so effectively, and the other wide receivers, Pons, has really stepped up.
Anderson off tackle into the secondary, picks up the 1st down.
Good strong run there by Anderson. He runs to the right side, which they're very comfortable doing, as we saw in the first half. Just follows his blockers through the line and does a really good job at accelerating there. A good leg drive.
I just see Coach Stepney kind of has a perplexed look on his face. I'm wondering, what does he have to do to stop this Norcom offense?
Prayer, I guess, because I mean they've tried everything. They've blitzed a lot at times. And when they get to Jones, he gets it off. There's so many things you can try, and they put in a lot of guys in the line, and they beat you downfield. This offense just comes at you so many ways, and you got to give all the credit to I.C.Norcom because they have just executed perfectly so far tonight.
First and 10 for the Greyhounds. Under 2 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Jones rolls out. Short pass, incomplete, intended for Lavender, who was wide open. In and out of his hands, and a flag is down on the play.
That time, I.C.Norcom stopped themselves. There's a flag on the play, as you mentioned. We'll wait and see what the call is. But the Bookers there dodged a bullet because it looked like he had plenty of open field to run in if he had caught that ball.
That call is against the Greyhounds.
Well, the Greyhounds are human, we see. They do make mistakes.
Booker T needs a break of some kind, whether it's a fumble or interception. They need a stop.
They had a couple of them early in the half, as we mentioned, but unfortunately they couldn't punch it in because they gave the ball right back. I mean, since that big play Booker T had after their first drive on the fake punt, that's been it. That has been it. The fake punt has been it. And since then, they've really, really struggled to find their way through this game. They've really not established a single thing offensively.
First down and 20 for the Greyhounds at the Booker T 33-yard line. Lavender the single back. Gets the ball, breaks, tackles into the secondary.
Great leg drive by Lavender to get through that hole there. It wasn't even a hole, I should say, to get through that cloud there where all the Booker T defenders were in their own lineman. He runs into some guys. Just keeps his legs moving, though, as he gets upfield and picks up some positive yardage. He's still well short of a first down.
9 yards on that gain, tackle by George Cutler. A minute 30 left to go here in the third quarter. Norcom still leading 21-7.
Yeah, Booker T's got to stop him on this series and then, do something offensively because, you get in the fourth quarter and down by 14. It makes it that much more difficult to score. And, this defense, even though we're only in the third quarter here and that we did at the halftime, has got to be tired. I mean, they've been on the field an awful long time tonight.
And the size of Norcom has to be weighing on these Bookers as Lavender goes around to the outside, puts down the shoulder, gets ridden out of bounds, and flags are on the play.
Looks like a face mask. Darn, that's unfortunate, Again, did a pretty good job defensively there. He gets a little bit of pickup, but he was well short of the first down. Now he's going to get it the cheap way, or actually not the cheap way. I mean, he earns it because he's putting his head forward, and unfortunately Booker T's pulling on the face mask.
And that looked like, again, it was on Dennis Anderson, and he's had a tough night.
Yeah, he has. He had a couple unsportsmanlikes in the first half. We thought for a while he may have been disqualified from the game because they pulled him out, but I think Coach Stepney just pulled him out to, slow him down and calm him down before half. And so far in the second half, it has not been a good one for Booker T or Mr. Anderson.
Personal foul, face mask, first down for Norcom. Inside the Booker T 10. First and goal at the 6. Full house backfield now in an I formation for the Greyhounds. Chavis Pond split to the near side. Jones hands off to Anderson, spins off of a tackler in the backfield, but will not get much.
Yeah, good defense there by the Bookers. They smelled that one out the whole way. They were not fooled, and Antonio Woodson finally brought down Lavender, but Lavender got popped when he first received the football. And, hey, that shows you how strong Lavender is, too. And as he bounced off that tackle, as he spun around, didn't fumble the football, and didn't go down and went ahead. But good defense there by Booker T. Good pursuit that time. A lot of times you'll see defenses not gang tackle after the initial contact. Everybody kind of quits on the play, but not Booker T. They swarm the ball when they need to most.
Second down and goal. Hand off to Anderson, a fumble on the play.
Bad exchange. It looks like the Bookers have it. We'll wait for the signal, but I think the Bookers have it. They were all around that football.
No word yet from the officials.
And yes.
Now it is official. Booker T has recovered the fumble.
Looks like George Cutler, number 12, came up with it, AJ, and that could be the big play we've been talking about that Booker T so desperately needs.
End of 3. Norcom up by 2 touchdowns. Back in a moment.
Terrell Bishop is angry and taking to the street again tonight. To take it back from pushers and gangs and make it safe for his 4-year-old.
We go out there and patrol the streets and talk to the youngsters.
Terrell is a mad dad. Family men who work with local authorities to keep their neighborhoods safe.
We try to get them away from the gang life because a lot of us that's part of Mad Dads are ex-gang members.
It's time for the men to stand up and be men and take their part and do what is needed so our young kids can grow up in a safe environment.
Just making a lot of people feel a lot safer by us being out there, walking around.
Every child should have a man in their life, a positive man in their life.
Not everyone has to take to the streets, but everyone can take a step to help kids. Call us. We're fighting for the children. Whose side are you on?
Quiet BTW Stadium here at Booker T. Start of the fourth quarter. The Bookers are trailing 21-7 to the Greyhounds of Norcom.
They've got a long way to go, but at least they have the football. So far, Norcom's offense has been so good, it's just good to see them not with the football in their hands.
Kelvin Fuller still in at quarterback. Hands off to the second running back through, who got little or no gain on the play.
Not much of a gain there. It looked like Wood was the carry to Terrell Wood, who they had used at the end of the first half and had some success because of his quickness. He was really hitting the hole hard, but that time not much real estate for him to get through. And you know, I guess a moral victory for Booker T in that half, AJ. They stop Norcom. Norcom doesn't score that half, although they had opportunities, as we saw there. They were in Booker T territory, but Booker T's defense comes up with a big fumble recovery when they need it. So the defense, you know, played a good half there. Unfortunately, their offense still needs to get on the same page because they can't win if they don't score points.
Loss of a yard on the play. It'll be second down and 11. Woods has it now, trying to get around the near side, and he'll get a couple for her. He is stopped up. And on the play, Bryant Clemens.
And the Terrell Wood try to bounce that outside and get some more yardage. A pretty nice pickup, but still a ways to go here on third down. Be interesting to see what Coach Stepney comes up with here. They really need to start throwing the ball downfield, making some big plays if they want to seriously get back in this game, because soon the clock is going to be their enemy as well as the Greyhounds.
10:43 left to go. Dominique Perry injured in the second quarter and has not seen any action since. In fact, he is on the sidelines in a sweatshirt. So Kelvin Fuller has taken over the quarterback duties. Third down, Fuller pump fakes twice, and then he was chopped down.
The pocket just collapsed on him. I mean, he's in there. He has no time to pass. I don't care what quarterback you are. You cannot play quarterback when you have no time to pass like that. I mean, Fuller stood in there. Did give him credit for standing in there as long as he did. But, I mean, that pocket absolutely collapsed on him. Norcom's defensive front four is just dominating the Booker T offensive line right now. They cannot block these guys. These guys, they haven't blocked them all night. On the pass, whether it's pass blocking or run blocking, they have not been able to block them. And you can see why this Norcom defense is so well thought of.
As you see some of the Booker faithful during their screen. Not sure what to think right now as Fuller punts out of his own end zone, gets a high but short kick. Bounces at around the 25, and that's 35, and that's where it will stop.
Yeah, great field position again for I.C.Norcom, and not that they need it the way they've been moving the football throughout this football game. But again, the Booker T defense is going to have to stop these Greyhounds and try to find a way to stop them. They did a good job again in the third quarter. They were also made some turnovers happen. Let's see if they can continue that here as we're in the early parts of the fourth quarter.
9:38 left to go. Norcom will have it first down and 10 at the Booker T 25. Kevin Jones, who has had a nice game tonight, still at quarterback. Pitches it near side to Anderson. He has room.
Boy, is he quick. Did you see him explode through that hole and then find the open room rather on the near side here on the sideline to get the extra 5 yards? He has got some great instincts. A very strong runner.
Anderson, the transfer from out of Tallwood, picks up 11 and a first down. And you look at the Bookers defensively, they just have no spring in their step.
Yeah, they've been on the field a long time again. You know, they got a lot of two-way players too, and that doesn't help them. And your quarterback's your free safety, and one of your wide receivers is a corner, and that makes it very difficult. And some of the linemen double up. And well, this game has been won so far, and it will be won, as it is so many times in football, is in the offensive line and defensive line. And the trenches is where it's been won. And I.C.Norcom on both sides of the ball has dominated the line of scrimmage, whether it be offensive line blocking for their running backs or the defensive line just blowing off that Booker T offensive line.
We said earlier in the game, Norcom had to be physical.
Right.
And they have done that this far.
They
have definitely, like you said, just controlled the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Hand off to Lavender, breaking tackles as he gets into the secondary.
He's so strong. Get tremendous leg drive again to get upfield there. And again, they run to the right side so successfully. That is their strong suit, is running to that right side. But Lavender, again, seems to find room. And this team is just, offensive line is just wearing down the Booker's defense right now.
You figure now, Scott, as we approach 8.5 minutes left to go in this game, Norcom up by 2 touchdowns, going for more. They're content to just keep the ball on the ground now and chew up yardage and time.
Absolutely. That's the smart thing to do, and that's what they're doing right now. They've got a huge offensive line. Look at that right side, too. They've got really essentially 4 offensive linemen on that side with the extra tight end sets.
Hand off to Anderson. Picks up a couple.
You got big guys on that right side like Derek Hales, who's 5'8", 250, for example. That's over there. He's one of the big guys blocking on that side. William Stanley as well, who's number 73. He's a 6'3", 230-pound senior, one of the guard over there. That's just a big offensive line. And again, it's concentrated on the right side, and that's where the backs are comfortable, and that's the way they're comfortable running the plays.
3rd down, about a yard for the Greyhounds. And Jones didn't like what he saw, so he calls timeout.
Smart move. Smart move on his part. I don't want to forget Eugene Ramsey over there as well, who's 6'4", the offensive tackle, 6'4", 240. He's a senior. He's a big guy. And those are the guys that are doing it tonight. You don't usually get to hear their names too much, but I wanted to give them a little bit of credit because they have really opened things up for this I.C.Norcom offense.
7:31 left. Norcom up by 14 and looking for more.
Throughout America, there are a lot of hungry mouths to feed. Please remember, 12 million of them are children. You can help feed a child in your community today. Just call Second Harvest, America's food bank network.
Welcome back to BTW Stadium. I.C.Norcom has a 3rd down and 1 at the Booker T 6-yard line. They're up 21-7 with 7:31 left to go in this ball game.
Let's see if they can concentrate on that right side of the line again, AJ, because that's where they've been having the most success. That's where they've been making their yardage for the most part this evening.
Full house backfield for the Greyhounds. You see Booker T's committing almost 10 guys on that line of scrimmage.
Well, that's a smart thing to do.
Jones with the sneak. He'll be close to a 1st down.
Yeah, they have to get a measurement, since it all depends on the spot, if they get a favorable spot or not, to whether or not they'll have a 1st down.
I mean, you talk about the size Norcom has. Kevin Jones, he's a sophomore quarterback. He stands 6'1" and he's 200 pounds.
Yeah, you're right. They do have a lot of size, and it's just it's wearing down the Bookers right now. And again, those offensive linemen, they go to school on Monday, and everybody asks them how many touchdowns they scored, and they go, well, we didn't. We blocked for the people who scored touchdowns, and the girls, ignore them because of that. But these guys are the guys who deserve credit.
1st down for the Greyhounds. 1st and goal at the 3. Touchdown, Norcom. Kevin Jones on the sneak.
Once again, just a real methodical drive, mostly running to the right side. Just great execution by Norcom, and of course they had the short field to work with there. You give this team field position, I mean, you might as well just go ahead and tell the referee to give them 7 points.
That might be the final nail in Booker T's coffin.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty much, I would think, insurmountable to come back, especially the way this Norcom defense is playing. And the defense is just doing a great job.
27-7 is the score. Damian Turner in to kick the extra point. High snap. Returner will pick it up, and he will be denied the 2-point conversion.
Well, at least, again, we can see that Norcom is somewhat mortal, as they do make some mistakes every once in a while.
7:03 left to go here in the 64th meeting. Hasn't turned out like the Booker T faithful would have liked. Norcom is up by 20.
In America, you are not required to offer food to the hungry or shelter to the homeless. There is no ordinance forcing you to visit the lonely. In fact, nowhere in the Constitution does it say you have to provide anything for anybody. Thank you for all you've given. Imagine what more could do.
The crowd starting to file out of here of BTW Stadium with 7:03 left to go. Norcom up 27-20. They kick off. Kelvin Fuller takes it deep in his own territory and it gets out to about the 29-yard line.
I bet you Kelvin Fuller didn't realize he'd have to do as many things as he's done tonight. Of course, played quarterback, returned kicks, played safety. His normal duties returning kicks and playing safety, but I don't think he thought tonight when he came to the locker room that he was going to have to play quarterback. And it's been a pretty unfortunate situation since that fake punt for Booker T.
18 yards on the return by Fuller.
Losing their quarterback, their playmaker, Dominic Perry. And, their offensive line protection hasn't been great, but so many times we've seen Perry be able to overcome that and make plays with his great athleticism. But, I'm sure Fuller didn't get a lot of snaps this week with the first-team offense, so this is a very difficult situation for a kid to come into.
Yeah, especially when the team's trailing like that.
And,
and they need a spark, and Perry goes out, and then as Fuller, under pressure, throws up a wobbly pass, incomplete, looking for Dennis Anderson on the far side.
And he's in a familiar place right now, right on his back. He's been knocked around. He's a tough kid. I tell you, he's really been fighting and competing in there tonight. He's stuck in there and taking some serious shots. He's used to giving the shots because, of course, he plays safety. But, I know the Booker T fans are disappointed. As you said, they're filing out a little bit early tonight. But at the same time, they've got to look on that other side of the field, and it's hard for people that are fans of a team that loses to think this way. You always want to look at what you didn't do. But sometimes you just got to say the other team's flat out better or executes better and just outplays you. I mean, they're out there to do the same job. I mean, they came here trying to win, and they've certainly done that. I just think they've completely outplayed Booker T, and we're the better team.
Yeah, no question about it, Scott. I.C.Norcom has won this football game.
Yeah.
Can't take nothing away from it. You see Wood making some moves.
Wow, he's good. He's really good. He's quick. He's got good moves, as you just mentioned, and, making something out of nothing there.
He hasn't given up yet.
And the other thing, too, is, with the exception of that fake punt where it was a complete mental lapse on their part and, somebody broke down as far as their assignment breakdown. I mean, this team has played a practically perfect game. They've had a couple turnovers that ended up not hurting them. But overall, I mean, they've got to be very pleased. Coach Langston's got to be very pleased with the way his team has played tonight.
You look at some of the key performers for Norcom. Jones has stepped up with his usual great game.
Yeah.
As you see, Wood into the secondary, still on his feet, down to the 45-yard line of Norcom.
Yeah, Wood's getting it going now. Unfortunately, it's probably too late for the Bookers.
Too little, too late. But Kevin Jones, the quarterback, he's had a great game. As you see, some of the Booker cheerleaders trying to keep the crowd entertained. James Lavender.
Sure.
He's had a great game. Teron Anderson's had a great game.
And the funny thing is, before the game we talked so much about the receivers and the plays they were going to make downfield. It's really been the running game that has done it. Satterwhite's been very quiet.
I see Wood with the pitch. Gets hit hard out of bounds.
Well, they're still sticking out there. These kids don't know that the game, for all intents and purposes, is over. They're still hitting out there and trying to make plays and make things happen. And Wood is still running real hard. Got to like that if you're the Bookers. I mean, right now what you got to do is just play for your self-respect and try to make things happen.
5:30 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Booker T driving, down by 20.
I know those guys.
They look familiar, huh? Marcus and Wood. Wood on the carry. Bring up a 3rd down for the Bookers.
Again, Wood's just hammering it home for Booker T and doing a pretty nice job, I think, so far. Here at the end, you know, this is a tough time of game, part of the game when it's late in the game, and you know, you're pretty much out of the game. You still want to keep fighting and, you know, show well, and sometimes, you know, people get a little lackadaisical and just think about leaving, but, you know, give Booker T credit for not doing that.
You see Booker T on the carry. That's Fuller.
Yeah, Fuller just took it on the sneak there. Looked like a little bit of they just wanted to get the first down and move the chains. Good move as they've picked up a first down and trying to get it in the end zone here.
4:35 left to go. Booker T hasn't given up yet.
Be nice to see him be able to get it in the end zone here. Carry the momentum over at least till next week.
Pitch to Wood on the near side. Hit out of bounds.
Of course, Booker T, you know, we saw them here 2 weeks ago, was so impressive in their victory over Wilson, moving the ball up and down the field and also playing the terrific, suffocating defense. But, you know, tonight when you lose your quarterback as early as they did, that makes it tough. I mean, they've depended on Dominic Perry so many times this year to make plays, and, you know, he's done so many great things for this football team. And, you know, to lose him as early as they did makes it extremely difficult. It's been an uphill battle all night for this club.
3:40 left to go. If this result stays the same, Booker T will suffer their first loss in the district. And off to Wood.
Boy, they're really stacking the line now. I mean, Booker T, you know, is just trying to work on their running game.
You look at the games remaining for Booker T, Scott. Next week they have to play at Norview, and that's a critical game because now Booker T has a loss,
right?
Will have a loss in the district. Norview going into tonight's game had 1 loss in the district, so the loser of that game will be eliminated essentially from the district race.
Yeah, you're right, and that is a big game. And you got, you know, again, looking at the Norcom side, you give them credit. They've had 2 tough games in a row. Churchland, whoa, stuff in the back there. Well, that defense hasn't quit. They're still out there making plays. There was Eugene Ramsey in there.
And Deontay Hawks.
Who's a big junior, 6'4", 190. Whew.
4th down, a 3-yard loss on that play.
But, you know, going back to what I was saying about Norcom, I mean, they beat Churchland last week in a really tough, emotional type game. In this game, you know, I mean, all the build-up. I mean, everybody knows about this great rivalry, this great tradition, and now it's back here at Booker T, and that's, you know, something to be excited about. And Norcom to come in and play at the level they played at tonight is extremely impressive to me.
Norcom's next game will be against Lake Taylor at home, and then they finish off in 2 weeks against Norview. As you see Fuller lofting a pass to the near side, incomplete, almost picked off by Michael Pons.
Yeah, Pons just flat out dropped that one, but great double coverage down there, great downfield coverage, and Fuller again throwing the ball while he's getting knocked down. The protection has just been spotty at best for the Bookers tonight. And you can see Fuller, he's moving around a little slow down there gingerly.
Yeah, he's
taking a beating.
As well as a lot of these Bookers tonight. It's been a complete drubbing by I.C.Norcom.
Yeah, Norcom has done everything right tonight, with the exception of that special teams error. They've really taken command of this game from start to finish.
So Norcom will take over on downs. They'll have a 1st and 10. Vernon Grandison on the carry. Picks up a nice gain on the play. Bring up 2nd down as we're under 2 minutes left to go in this ball game.
They got so many guys they can throw at you, too. Now they have Grandison running the ball. A lot of talented people on this Norcom team. The other thing that really stands out about Norcom to me is they're very, very good team speed. I mean, whether you're talking defensive line, linebackers, secondary, running backs, wide receivers, quarterback, they seem to have very good team speed. Seem to be a step or 2 quicker tonight, too, than Booker T.
quicker, stronger,
Yeah.
better executing.
Yeah.
They came to play tonight.
Yeah, they really did. Not that, Booker T didn't. I just think they came up against a football team that's just flat out executed and played better and is better.
You talk about, we saw earlier in the game, Coach Langston talk about pride.
Yeah.
This team last year didn't have that great of a season, Norcom. So they were determined to come in here this year and really try to do something in their first year here in the Eastern District. And so far, through 5 games now in the district, they're undefeated, and they're ever so close now to their district title.
It's a shame that we didn't get to see Perry play all night. I don't know how, it's hard to say what point differential he would have had, but certainly it would have given, obviously, them a much better chance to win.
As you see, full moon out tonight.
A little cloudy tonight, too.
Cloudy was the outlook tonight for Booker T.
Yeah, certainly was, but Coach Stepney's crew will bounce back. I saw them take quite a drubbing in their first game when they played Deep Creek, and of course the next week, unfortunately, they play Indian River, and I think they should have talked to somebody whoever scheduled them. All those games, those difficult games in the early going part of the season. But they bounced back from those games and went on a nice winning streak, and since then have played well. And tonight, this is just a minor setback for this team. Again, they've got to get ready to play next week.
We talk about Booker T taking a beating, as you see Dennis Anderson being helped off the side, up to the sideline now, and the game is already lost. Now you don't need to lose any more players.
Especially quality players like Perry, and of course Anderson is a great player, and I hate to see him get hurt because he's a big part of this team. And hopefully it's nothing serious and they'll be able to play next week because they got a big game again against Norview. I mean, you can only feel bad for yourself for about a day and then get thinking about playing Norview. If you want to, the season's not lost for Booker T.
No, it isn't. You come in next week and you defeat Norview. Some things happen. Maybe Norcom stumbles a little
bit. You never know.
You never know.
You got to play it out. I mean, hey, Booker T should know. They looked like they were in the driver's seat last year, and they got pulled out of the playoffs because of an eligible player. I mean, who's to say something, hopefully nothing like that's going to happen again this year to some other team, but you never know. That's why you got to play the season out.
Charles Lowe into the contest now, breaking tackles, turning his way into the secondary for a nice gain on the play.
Boy, it doesn't seem to matter. It's like interchangeable parts. Whoever they put in the backfield, as long as they run right behind that big offensive line, they're going to get yards.
Under a minute left to go in this contest. So with this win, Norcom will take a 1-game lead in the overall series against the Bookers and will take a 1-game lead in the district race.
It's hard to believe that a series could be as tightly contested as this series between I.C.Norcom and Booker T has. It's amazing. It's a credit to both schools.
Over the years, though, Norcom has dominated this series.
Yes.
Winning something like 13 out of the last 14, and that trend will continue again this year as we are now approaching 10 seconds as the teams are now starting to shake hands, and it is just about over.
That's good to see because it's a heated rivalry, but you can go over there and shake hands after the game and say nice job to both teams because as we know, both these coaches obviously admire one another very much, and both of them have teams they should be proud of. And I think, again, let's not forget, too, this Booker T team has a lot of young players, and they're just going to get better with, games like this, learn from a loss like this, and just try to go out and get better and play better next week.
Well, that just about does it here from the BTW Stadium here. Booker T. Washington suffers their first loss ever in their new stadium as I.C.Norcom and Coach Joe Langston come into town and defeat the Bookers 27-7. For Scott Jackson, our entire crew here, I'm A.J. Cater. Good night from Booker T.